Hey, hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk about be ruthless when going after your dreams. You know, way back when I was in school, many years ago, there was a girl named Ellen who got straight A's consistently from the first day of school to the last. You know, where everyone else complained of being unable to concentrate or to motivate themselves to study, she seemed shocked at what they were saying, and she was pretty clear that she struggled to relate with what they were saying. I mean, it was like going over her head, right? I mean, in her own words, she says, when preparing for an upcoming test, I would tell myself that there are two options, passing or failing, and I always choose the former. How profound is that, right? I mean, what she did was more than just pass. I mean, she almost always maxed out her assignments and her tests. But she used to say that she wasn't the most intelligent person amongst us or anything, in the school, only the most diligent. Hi, Anitra, good to see you. So she never allowed herself to rest until she'd accomplished her study goals for the day. I mean, whenever something made no sense, she kept at it like a bulldog until she understood it. You know, going to the swimming pool at Liberty Park where the rest of us would go every day, when it was warm enough, or catching up on gossip or simply telling stories was as tempting to her as it was to the rest of us. But she just wouldn't give in. She knew that she couldn't do those things if she wanted to reach her goals, right? And her goal was to become the best student in the history of the school. And she was literally relentless at it. We used to call her the fierce fighter. I haven't seen her since my school days, so I don't know where she ended up, but I'm pretty sure she went on to do something pretty amazing. It's been a very long time, but she's always stuck with me because she just seemed really smart, right? But it wasn't so much that she was smart. She just was relentless and determined that she was going to make it. She was going to achieve her goals, even back then. And, that was a long time ago, and we were all really young. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. So here's another story. Francesca, she's the founder of a multi-million-dollar telecommunications company, and she has an amazing rags to riches story to tell. I mean, at her lowest moments, she went through the agony of living with different relatives, and she always felt like she was a burden to them. And at one point, she was even homeless. I mean, can you even imagine being a child and not really having a family where you belong? I can't even imagine that. But she recalls how when she had it with her struggles, she decided she was going to work towards building that mega fortune that today she's the owner of. It was when things began looking up for her that she faced some of the biggest temptations of her life. There were times when she needed to invest all the money she had for the growth of her business, but then a friend asked for money from her, and she had to learn to say no for the sake of her business, and her dreams, right? And it was really sad that because of this, she was labeled as stingy and ruthless. And people do this all the time. We hear this all the time, but Francesca didn't like those tags, right? She didn't like being called stingy and ruthless, but she made the choice to ignore them in order to press on towards her destiny, towards her success. She was ruthless to those trying to frustrate her efforts to win. And then there's Robert. There's a man named Robert. I mean, I don't know him. I was reading a story about him, but he's a strong, unrelenting African man who's known for having said repeatedly that he would liberate his fellow countrymen, even if it was the last thing he did. And the colonial system in operation during this time seemed airtight. No one thought it could be penetrated until this man started convincing them one by one. And many times he was thrown into jail only to come out preaching the same message, freedom to the people, right? One time he's reported to have masqueraded as a businessman. He won himself an interview on the radio station where he subtly encouraged his people to group up wherever they were in preparation for the soon coming struggle for the liberation. By the time the radio presenter realized what was happening, it was too late. Anitra says, that sounds like my study habits. That's awesome. That's awesome. And Billa, Jacklick, hello, you look good. Your face looks slimmer. Oh, thank you. I'm working on it. I'm losing weight. Thank you. Thanks for noticing. So anyway, to achieve your dreams, you might need to think like Ellen. You might have to be tough towards yourself. You might decide you can't go out with your friends because you need to spend your time um, doing whatever it is that you need to do so that you can be successful, right? Or you might need to give up some things to achieve your dream. You might need to give up sleep when required to give yourself the time to meet the deadlines that you need to meet. All of these little sacrifices will pay off in the long run. Know that what it is that you're going to achieve, and then be firm in your belief that you will get it. That belief is probably the most critical thing, and the determination, right? And so sometimes it's necessary to single-mindedly go after your dreams. Like Francesca, yours might be an outward battle that you need to win. So do it and risk losing some friends or relatives while you build the life that you desire. Sometimes you might have to. Sometimes, and it's really sad, but obviously you need to help your friends when they're in need. I mean, I'm not advocating walking on people. I'm not saying don't help people and don't be a good person. I'm not saying, to be ruthless in that you're not being ethical or you're not looking out for other people. That's not what I'm saying, but don't give up on your own dreams. There may be ways you can help someone in need without having to give up your dreams, right? If someone is just working to derail you from your goals, then you might just have to leave them behind, at least for now. People are funny. And I don't mean that in a ha-ha way, but generally speaking, you're going to find people who might not like the idea of you becoming successful because it's threatening to them. I talk a lot about the crabs in a bucket. When you're going crabbing and you're collecting crabs out of the ocean and you have a bucket, like a big 5-gallon bucket, and you throw the crabs in there, you'll see that they'll start to try to climb out. And when one of them gets close to the top, like they're going to get out, another crab will literally grab them and drag them back down. I mean, it's like really weird, but it's the same thing. People don't like the idea of you being successful. It's just human nature, I guess, right? You achieving success reminds them maybe that they have given up on their own dreams and ambitions, and they don't want to face that. So they don't want you to be successful because they're not. And it's typically those people that will talk badly behind your back. I'm not saying all people are like that, but you're going to find there are people out there, right? So learn to boldly say no when need be. It isn't easy for anyone, at the beginning, but with practice, it gets better. You might be labeled hard-hearted or cold-blooded, but keep in mind that those people that are labeling you are typically more interested in holding you back than in your best interest. Deb says, crabs in a bucket story is so true. So many people will do that. It really is. It's human nature, and it's sad. It's really sad. That's the nature of our society right now. But like I said, not everybody's like that, right? There are good people out there, and but just keep in mind that those that are labeling you or that are accusing you or whatever, they're typically more interested in holding you back than they are in your best interests. And when you realize your dreams and you achieve the success you're looking for, then you're going to be in an even better position to help those that are in need. Anitra says, I'm sharing my home with a friend while he works on getting back on his feet. That's awesome. That's great that you're doing that. Yeah, see, there you go. She found a way to help somebody, right? If it's an unfair system that's trying to keep you down, pick up the boldness of Robert and outsmart it, right? Rigorously study it, and you'll find ways to go around or over or, under, whatever that's stopping you. You'll find a way around it if you study it and you are determined enough. So be determined and unapologetic in your approach. Whatever may be standing in the way of you getting to your mountaintop, deal mercilessly with it. Be known as a person of action and take massive action. While others are waiting for the perfect circumstance, you take ruthless action in the circumstance that you find yourself in. If the circumstances that you're in are not ideal, deal with the circumstance you have and go for greatness. Don't let it hold you back, right? Success and reaching your true potential requires nothing less. Seriously, you've got this. I know you do. I believe in you. So, hey, now I'd love to hear from you. Do you ruthlessly go after your dreams? Why or why not? Right? What kinds of things help you to have the strength to really go after you want so that you can reach your true potential? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. I want to thank everybody who's live with me today. Let's see. I have Anitra, I have Deb, I have Billa. Thank you guys for being live, and anyone else who might be live who just hasn't commented, or anyone who's watching the replay. I appreciate you. So go out there and have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.